Robert F. Kennedy Jr. wants peptides easier to get. The US government is about to vote on whether the peptides millions of people are injecting right now stay legal. And the wildest part? The health secretary and his own scientists are on completely opposite sides. This is happening July 23rd and 24th. Mark it. And if you've ever touched a peptide, or you've been thinking about it, you need to understand what's on the table. So let's get into it. Quick context, because this blew up fast. Peptides went from a bodybuilder's secret to a full-blown wellness obsession in about 6 months. 10 million peptide searches in the US in a single month. Over 270,000 videos on the hashtag. Everyone's talking about BPC 157 for healing, TB 500 for recovery, copper peptides for skin. But almost none of these are FDA approved. Most people are buying them off what doctors literally call the gray market. And now the FDA is finally stepping in to make a call. First, what are peptides? They're just short chains of amino acids. Tiny biological signals that tell your cells what to do. Your body already makes thousands of them. Ones blowing up online are lab-made versions people inject to try to hack healing, sleep, or fat loss. And compounding? That just means a special pharmacy mixes a drug to order instead of selling one off the shelf. That gray area, not approved as a drug, but mixed up by a compounding pharmacy, is exactly where these peptides have been living. And it's exactly what this vote decides. And if you're wondering, why now? One word: Ozempic. The moment a peptide drug helped millions of people lose weight, the whole world learned the word peptide overnight. And a lot of people made a quiet little leap. If that peptide works, all these others must too. That leap is what the entire gray market is built on. But here's the catch. It's a peptide. Tells you almost nothing. Insulin is a peptide. So is some random research chemical from a sketchy website. Same category, wildly different evidence. So here's the actual meeting. It's an FDA advisory committee, and over 2 days they're deciding whether these peptides can go on something called the 503A bulks list. Basically, the list that lets compounding pharmacies legally make them for you. And they're reviewing each one in both its forms, the free base and the acetate. Stay with me, because the specifics matter. Day 1, July 23rd, 4 peptides. BPC 157 free base and acetate reviewed for ulcerative colitis. KV reviewed for wound healing and inflammatory conditions. TB 500 reviewed for wound healing. And MOTS-C reviewed for obesity and osteoporosis. Day 2, July 24th, 3 more. Epitalon, you might know it as DSIP, the delta sleep-inducing peptide, reviewed for opioid withdrawal, chronic insomnia, and narcolepsy. Semax, reviewed for cerebral ischemia, migraine, and trigeminal neuralgia. And Epitalon, the big longevity one, reviewed for insomnia. And here's a detail people are missing. For each of these, the nominators, the people who asked the FDA to approve them, get to stand up and make a short presentation defending their peptide. So this isn't a quiet paperwork thing. It's basically a public trial for 7 of the most hyped molecules on your feed. And the verdict changes everything. Cleaner, regulated sourcing, if it's yes. Even deeper underground, if it's no. Now here's where it gets messy, and honestly, kind of unbelievable. The health secretary, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., is a fan of peptides. He's been pushing to loosen restrictions and make them easier to get. Sounds great if you're pro-peptide, right? Except the scientists who work under him, inside his own FDA, went public recommending the opposite. Their point, basically, these therapies have never gone through large, rigorous human trials. Look back at that chart. Ulcerative colitis, opioid withdrawal, cerebral ischemia. Those are serious medical conditions. And the evidence backing peptides for them is mostly animal studies and hype, not human proof. So the guy at the top says, open the gates, and his own researchers say, pump the brakes. Same agency. That is not normal. And who's actually in the room deciding this? That's the other twist. The advisory panel reportedly includes experts who've publicly promoted the same kinds of peptides they're now reviewing. Picture a jury where a few members are already fans of the defendant. Supporters say that's not bias, it's expertise. They actually understand this stuff. Critics say it's a conflict of interest hiding in plain sight. And honestly, both can be true at once. I'm not here to tell you who's right. I genuinely see both sides. But when the people in charge can't agree, that tells you something. The hype got way ahead of the proof. And you're the one caught in the middle. And why did the hype get ahead of the proof? This is the part that actually makes me mad. A lot of the peptide content you're seeing isn't education, it's sales. Influencers with millions of followers posting dramatic before and afters, handing you a personal discount code, 5 to 30% off, and every click sends them a commission. So the thing selling you the peptide is the same thing profiting off it. That's not a health tip. That's an ad wearing a lab coat. Meanwhile, the reported side effects, nausea, GI issues, infections, allergic reactions, those never make the highlight reel. I will never drop an affiliate code and pretend it's advice. If I ever test something, you'll know exactly what it did and what it didn't. Deal? Deal. And this isn't just a fitness influencer story. There are real patients who rely on compounded medications, people whose treatments don't come in a standard, mass-produced form. If this vote swings too far one way, some of them lose access to things that genuinely help. Swing too far the other way, and you greenlight injecting unproven chemicals for serious diseases. That's the tightrope. There's no clean, feel-good answer here, and anyone selling you one is selling you something. So let me steelman both sides for a second, because you deserve that. The pro-peptide case. People should have freedom over their own bodies. Some of these compounds show real promise, and waiting a decade for perfect trials has a human cost too. The cautious case. Serious conditions demand serious proof, and hope is not the same thing as data. If you feel the pull of both at once, good. That means you're actually thinking, instead of just buying. So what do you actually do with this? 3 things. 1. Watch this week, however these 2 days go. It changes access, pricing, and safety for basically every peptide that isn't a weight loss drug. This is the headline to follow. 2. If you're already using something, know where it's coming from. Gray market sourcing is the real risk, not just the molecule. Talk to an actual doctor, not a comment section. 3. Separate the science from the sales pitch. Millions of people use it, is not evidence. My favorite influencer swears by it, is not evidence. Human trials are evidence. And for a lot of these 7, we're still waiting on them. Here's my honest takeaway. I'm not anti-peptide. I'm anti-being lied to. And this week, for the first time, the people who actually study this stuff have to put it on the record, right in the middle of the biggest hype wave we've ever seen. That's a good thing, even if the answer's messy. I'll be watching the 23rd and 24th closely, and if it goes somewhere big, I'll break down exactly what changed and what it means for you. Follow so you don't miss that one, because this story is just getting started. See you in the next one.